What if the engine you're about to buy isn't actually the legendary powerhouse you thought it was? Today, we're diving into the subtle but critical differences between the John Deere 6466T and its counterparts. Could your next big investment actually fall short of your horsepower expectations? Stick around to discover the details that could change everything about your decision. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Why are mechanics and operators still on the hunt for the John Deere 6466T, even decades after it first hit the fields? At first glance, it's tempting to dismiss it as just another old diesel engine, but the truth goes much deeper. The 6466T isn't simply a piece of equipment. It's a symbol of unshakable reliability and power, built in an era when durability reigned supreme. For those who operate heavy machinery day in and day out, this engine often represents a line between constant interruptions and smooth, productive work. But what makes it that exceptional? Let's start with the lengths people go to just to put their hands on one. Sourcing a 6466T today isn't exactly an easy task. You won't find it popping up in brand new machines. It's a relic of the late 1970s and early 1980s. That means anyone looking for one is typically diving into salvage yards or searching for donor equipment. Often, these engines are pulled from combines like the John Deere 8820 or tractors such as the 4840 or 4850. Why? Because people are willing to strip an entire piece of heavy machinery just to extract the 6466T. They're not just rebuilding these engines. They're keeping them alive because no other engine quite fills the same role in the same way. One clear reason for this loyalty lies in its versatility. The 6466T wasn't limited to one specific application. It powered large tractors working on sprawling farms, combines harvesting field after field, and other high-demand equipment. The fact that it adapted seamlessly across different types of machinery only reinforced its reputation as indispensable. That kind of flexibility is rare. Over the years, operators saw this engine working just as effectively in the fields of Oklahoma as it did pulling implements through tough Australian soil. This adaptability wasn't a happy accident. It was a result of the engine's thoughtful engineering. Take, for instance, the high-compression version of the 6466T, which offered enhanced combustion for better efficiency and power output. Pair that with the availability of overhaul kits, and it's obvious why so many of these engines didn't just survive, they thrived. Overhaul kits allowed farmers and mechanics to extend the lifespan of an already robust diesel engine, sometimes for decades. While other engines may have faltered under hard use or simply become obsolete, the 6466T's design made rebuilding it not only possible, but practical. Instead of swapping it out, enthusiasts would tear it down, repair or replace what was needed, and put it right back to work. But the real heart of this legend isn't just the spec sheet. It's in the stories of the people who use and maintain these engines. There are countless tales from farmers and mechanics who've spent hours, with grease-stained hands, rebuilding a 6466T, only to watch it fire up again like it just rolled off the factory floor. More than a few operators recall seasons where this engine carried them through long harvests after lesser equipment gave out under the pressure. On online forums and in farming communities, you'll find enthusiasts swapping tips, photos, and even tracking down rare parts to keep these machines running. It's not exaggeration, it's dedication, and it points to how deeply some operators and mechanics value these engines. Now, a significant part of the engine's appeal comes from John Deere's engineering choices. The 6466T comes equipped with features like a stout torque plateau, ensuring steady power delivery even during heavy demands, and a simple, durable design that's forgiving and easy to repair compared to more modern engines. Most operators don't just value power, they need an engine they can depend on when time and conditions are critical. That reliability, paired with impressive power output, is why so many owners find themselves attached to this particular diesel engine. But that doesn't mean it's flawless. It's simply built to last longer than most. Speaking of durability, there are standout features that make this engine difficult to replace. Its built-in turbocharger provides additional horsepower without excessive strain, and when paired with an aftercooler, as seen in some configurations like the 8820 Combines version, it keeps everything running efficiently, even under extreme workloads. These aren't bells and whistles. They're functional features designed to meet hard challenges head-on. It's no wonder that operators are still rebuilding and restoring this engine today when it's already proven to be a reliable partner for more than 4 decades. The 6466T isn't just about performance. It's about legacy. It represents an era of farming and machinery where durability wasn't optional, where engines weren't packed with electronics that could fail at the worst time. It's a workhorse, sure, but more than that, it's earned its place as a symbol of resilience for the operators who rely on it. As we look deeper into what makes this engine so unique, it's worth asking, are there situations where a simpler or newer model might actually be the better choice? Let's see where that conversation leads. Could you save money and still get the performance you need with the John Deere 466 engine? That's a question many operators find themselves asking, especially when weighing the cost difference between the simpler alternative and the 6466T. The 466 shares a lot of DNA with the 6466 series, but it scales things back where some jobs don't require the extra power or complexity. So for those who don't need to push the limits of their equipment, does the 466 offer enough to deliver reliable performance without breaking the budget? At its core, the 466 represents a solid, hard-working engine, dependable for a wide range of uses. It isn't chasing the horsepower crown, but for tasks with moderate needs, this engine is often the right-size solution. Bearing the same basic block architecture as the 6466, the similarities are clear. But unlike the 6466T, which can be fitted with an aftercooler for optimized air density and additional power, the 466 often keeps things simpler. For many operators, especially those running tractors like the John Deere 4440 or 4450, the added cooling and horsepower of the 6466T may feel unnecessary for their typical workloads. Take the 4440 as an example. Its 466 engine delivers around 130 to 150 horsepower, making it a perfect match for medium-sized operations. You'll see these tractors pulling planters, running mixers, or working loaders. In these scenarios, the additional performance of the higher horsepower 6466T engine might sound appealing, but rarely delivers enough practical advantage to justify its extra cost or complexity. The same holds true for machines like the 4450, which slots into a similar range. The functions these tractors perform don't demand extreme power, and owners often find that the 466 balances output and resourcefulness remarkably well. Of course, it's not just about horsepower. Discussions frequently arise over whether features like the aftercooler on the 6466T are genuinely essential, or more of a luxury. The aftercooler's role is to lower the temperature of compressed air entering the engine, allowing for denser air-fuel mixtures and, in turn, a cleaner burn with more power. This feature offers clear advantages for high-demand applications, especially in environments where maximum horsepower is critical for pushing heavy equipment or harvesting over vast areas. But in day-to-day jobs that don't stretch the limits of an engine's capacity, the added efficiency can feel negligible. Many farmers report running combines like the 6620 or 7720, both equipped with the 466, year after year without wanting for more. Practicality is where the 466 shines. Historically found in machines like those combines and mid-tier tractors, this engine's power band aligns perfectly with operators whose needs fall shy of the 200 horsepower range. A common argument within farming communities is that for field work such as planting, hauling, or lighter tillage, the 466 is perfectly sufficient. Forums are flooded with comments from users praising its ability to start every time, get it done, and keep going, all while being easier to maintain or rebuild than larger turbocharged engines. This engine's straightforward design contributes to its ability to punch above its weight in reliability. Another factor to consider in choosing the 466 is its availability and sourcing. If you know where to look, finding a good 466 engine may not be as challenging as tracking down a 6466T. Older combines such as the 6620 offer prime candidates as donor equipment for a replacement. Their 466 engines tend to have fewer running hours compared to tractor engines, making them an attractive option when longevity matters. Combine engines may not have worked as hard as those in tractors pulling heavy implements, meaning the wear and tear is often noticeably less. This factor alone makes the 466 from a salvaged combine an economical and strategic choice for many. And here's where some subtle design differences come into play. The 466, depending on the version, includes distinct configurations for components like the water pump. Earlier models used belt-driven water pumps, while later versions switched to gear-driven ones. This detail might seem minor, but for operations in colder environments, gear-driven pumps generally lead to better cold weather starting performance. Knowing these little details can make or break your repair plans, especially if you're sourcing used parts or engines to fit into specific applications. There's no denying the 6466T holds legendary status, but not every operator needs its extra power or additional features. The 466 carves out its niche by skipping the over-engineering and sticking to what's essential. It's functional, it's cost-effective, and it's reliable. Traits that make it the go-to choice for countless farms and operators who'd rather prioritize dependability over flash. From forums to the fields, the consensus is clear. If your needs are straightforward, there's little reason to overpay for features that won't impact your work. Still, it's worth noting that while the 466 offers an excellent alternative for moderate horsepower demands, some operators need that next level of torque, power density, or efficiency improvements. Whether you're considering the 466 or reaching higher, it's helpful to understand what newer engine designs bring into the mix. Let's take a closer look at the 6076 and figure out how it stacks up against these classics. How does the 6076 engine improve on the 6466? Does it truly raise the bar, or are there trade-offs lurking beneath the surface? This engine, introduced as part of John Deere's 60 series tractors, represents a bridge between the old-school mechanical systems and the creeping modernity of electronic controls. Designed to meet changing demands and stricter performance expectations, the 6076 is more than just an upgrade. It's a statement in engineering evolution. But is it the revolution some claim it to be, or simply a reimagined workhorse suited for specific applications? At its heart, the 6076 builds on the proven fundamentals John Deere perfected in its earlier engines, while embracing advancements aimed at enhancing efficiency and productivity. Operators immediately notice certain standout differences when comparing it to the 6466. For one, the 6076 delivers a 33% improvement in torque rise. This means not only better pulling power under load, but also smoother transitions during tasks that demand varying levels of engine output. It's in these moments, whether plowing fields or hauling heavy loads, where the added torque tells you this engine isn't struggling, it's thriving. The combustion chamber design plays a significant role in these performance differences. Where the 6466 relied on more traditional combustion geometry, the 6076 incorporates a dome-shaped chamber designed to optimize how fuel and air mix and burn in the cylinder head. Combined with a higher placement of the top piston ring, this change improves combustion efficiency while also contributing to cleaner emissions. That design shift isn't just about meeting operational demands, it's partly about staying in step with environmental expectations. Still, these upgrades bring new complexities that older 6466 engines simply didn't have. So is the 6076 truly better than the 6466? That depends. For applications requiring tighter fuel efficiency, greater torque, or an edge in cold weather starts, it undoubtedly stands out as a modern alternative that's better equipped for those challenges. But this evolution also comes at the cost of added complexity, greater reliance on electronics, and potentially higher repair expenses over time. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Instead, it serves a distinct purpose. excelling where efficiency and power need a finely tuned balance. Making the wrong engine choice could end up costing you thousands. Whether it's from overpaying for features you won't use or underinvesting in an engine that can't meet the demands of your operation. So how do you avoid that kind of costly mistake? The key lies in balancing power, cost, and the specific needs of your work. Let's break it down step by step to ensure you're getting what's right for your application without wasting time or money. First, start by understanding the horsepower and torque your equipment requires. Every operation has unique power demands, whether it's pulling heavy implements, hauling cargo, or running precision equipment like combines. If your tasks don't require more than 150 horsepower, engines like the 466 found in tractors such as the John Deere 4440 or combines like the 6620 might be all you need. For applications with more demanding workloads, think tilling harder soils or pulling larger equipment, the 6466T or its successors might be worth the investment. Overestimating or underestimating this requirement could leave you stuck with a machine that either struggles to keep up or costs far more than necessary. Then consider whether features like aftercoolers are truly beneficial to your operation. Some configurations of the 6466T, such as those found in combines like the 8820, come equipped with an aftercooler. This feature is designed to cool the compressed air going into the engine, increasing air density and allowing the engine to operate more efficiently with higher horsepower. While this can be a lifesaver for high-demand work, many operators report no real need for it when running lighter applications. If your work involves moderate loads or smaller hauls, you'll find engines without these added features can still perform more than adequately. Another critical factor is choosing the right donor engine. This is especially important if you're sourcing a used engine to save costs. A common recommendation is to source engines from combines rather than tractors. Why? Combines often experience less stress compared to tractors that pull plows or heavy implements day after day. For example, combines like the 8820 or even cotton pickers, such as the 9950-60-65, make excellent donor candidates because their engines tend to have fewer hours and lower wear and tear. It's worth verifying the hours logged on the engine before making a purchase. Fewer running hours generally indicate a longer remaining lifespan and higher reliability. Where you find your engine also matters. According to enthusiasts on forums like AgTalk, regions like Northwest Ohio are home to tractor salvage yards with reliable options, including models like the John Deere 4840, 4850, or 4960. These locations often specialize in dismantling older equipment and reselling quality parts or engines. Speaking to local mechanics or other operators can also provide valuable leads on trustworthy suppliers. Leveraging this kind of community knowledge can save you time and ensure you're sourcing from credible vendors. When evaluating any engine, pay attention to small but meaningful details. For example, some older 466 engines feature belt-driven water pumps, while upgrades in later configurations move to more durable gear-driven pumps. In colder climates, gear-driven pumps offer an advantage by improving cold start reliability. These small differences can make a big impact depending on your conditions, so understanding your requirements is essential before committing to any engine. Ultimately, buying an engine isn't just about meeting power specs. It's about finding the perfect balance between what you need in the field and what fits within your budget. Knowing the differences between engine models, like the torque advantages of a 6466T or the simpler reliability of a 466, allows you to make a smarter, more cost-effective decision. Time spent understanding your exact requirements and comparing options is time well spent and could save you thousands in costly mistakes down the road. Now that you know how to approach this with confidence, let's dive back into why the 6466T has earned its place as an engineering legend. The John Deere 6466T isn't just an engine, it's a testament to engineering built to stand the test of time. Even today, its reputation for durability keeps it in demand, with options like remanufactured long block assemblies offered alongside one-year warranties. That speaks volumes about its unmatched reliability. Whether it's powering farm operations or being rebuilt by enthusiasts, the 6466T represents more than horsepower. It represents trust. Are you ready to make the right choice and invest in an engine that's proven to work as hard as you do? Share your stories below, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights.